Yes, welcome to the EFNL Deakin University match of the day between Knox and Kilsyth. We're out at Knox Reserve for a massive round 7 clash between the undefeated Falcon side and Kilsyth, who are 3-3. I'm joined today by Trent Callan.
G'day, Ryan.
How you doing?
Oh, apart from cold, I'm looking forward to today's contest. But boy, it's freezing.
It has been a freezing week in Melbourne all week, and today's no different. But we have got a bit of sun almost just threatening to come out of the clouds, so we should be fine in terms of rain and hopefully a clean game, which is good for the scoring and really a high-scoring Knox side. Should love these sort of conditions. We're in Division 2, Trent. What looking at the two sides, how impressed are you with Knox to be so clear ahead with 6-0 and a really strong start to the year?
Yeah, no, I've been keeping a close eye on their season, and they just keep performing, don't they? Week in, week out. They haven't put a foot wrong yet. Not sure where you had them on the ladder prediction for this year, but certainly looking forward to today's contest, like I said.
Well, yeah, it's an interesting thing because last year both sides, again, in the same division in Division 2, Kilsyth were quite dominant almost. They were 8-3, just behind Ringwood, who were undefeated, so they were sort of the main challenger. They've had a bit of an up and down season so far, a bit of a slow start coming out of the blocks in that game against Surrey Park, where they lost by 75 points. But since then, they've responded, and they're back-to-back wins against Montrose and then Surrey Park, so they've returned the favour against the Panthers and got the season back on track a bit. And as for Knox, it's been a real massive improvement. Obviously, last year they were, I think, third on the ladder before the season stopped. In terms of how they were going, they had a bit of a slow start, but they were building into some good form, and if they had played finals, they would have got maybe a chance at playing Kilsyth again today. But this year they just haven't had a foot step. They haven't stepped out of line at all so far. 6 wins in a row, and really clear on top now, and it sets their season up for the second half of the year.
Yep, and one of those 6 wins was in round 3 when they last met, these two sides, Kilsyth and Knox. Knox ran out 46-point winners, so it'll be interesting to see Kilsyth's improvement, and then in turn Knox's as well, because they just they're going great guns at the moment. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely. And if you want to look at that game, 5 goals 18 they kicked, so they were actually 3 goals 16 at three-quarter time, so it could have been a much bigger margin, in fact. But they controlled the game for 4 quarters. They do have a few outs today, so it gives maybe the opportunity for Kilsyth to just bridge the gap between the two sides, and their form's been obviously a lot better in the last couple of weeks. That game, Stokes kicked 2 for Knox, Gibson, Warren and McIntosh with a goal each, so all those players will be out there again for Knox today. And then if you want to look at last year, just interestingly, Kilsyth beat Knox twice. So they won by 32 points the first time they played, and then the margin was cut back to 16 points the second time they played. So now maybe it'd be the opposite way around this time, where Kilsyth, each time they play him, may be able to cut in front and get closer and closer to beating Knox, because where they're sitting at the moment, are 3-3 and 4th on the ladder, they're a good chance to play finals, and especially if they can pinch a win today, considering Surrey Park and East Ringwood face off today, 2nd and 3rd, they may even be able to jump up to 3rd position and really lock in a spot in the top 4.
Yeah, that'd be huge, wouldn't it? Top 4 spot, and you almost secure finals, don't you? So, yeah, they'd be certainly looking to do something today to counter that.
Absolutely, and if you want to look at some of the key players this year for the Falcons, who have just been on fire. So obviously they've had a few outs, but at the moment they still got Alo in the midfield. She's been the best 4 times. Nikki Winton, another midfielder, in the best 4 times as well. Got Sarah Plumridge, who can play in the midfield, up forward, sometimes on the half-forward line. Really strong player for them.
We've been told to keep an eye out for her.
Yeah, we have been told. So she'll be a key player for Knox again. They've listed her on the bench at the start with, which is probably just to show the strength of their side, that a player of that sort of talent is listed on the bench. But there's some really key players.
That's a sign of confidence, isn't it?
Well, they're going real well so far. And for Kilsyth, can't go past Felicity Nelligan. last year's best and fairest, league best and fairest, that is, for Division 2. So she'll play probably majority of the game in the ruck, may give Kilsyth a bit of opportunities in the midfield, and they're going to need that because when you look at Knox's midfield, when you got girls like Witten, Alo, Plumridge can come through there. You got Stocks on the wing, Maston on the wing. You've got about 4, 5, 6 girls that can run through there. So they're going to have to be really strong to stop that. And if you want to look at their midfield, you got girls like Inns, Van Veen's been very important. Clash jumpers for the women's because they predominantly black jumpers, and Eastbourne are going to be wearing the clash jumper. So I don't know if the women's have a clash jumper that they can change into. If don't think they do.
Well,
no.
Fingers crossed, because it'll make our job a hell of a lot harder. But looking forward to the challenge anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have a tip early on this game? Hard to say, but
Jeez, I don't mind backing an underdog, bit of a roughie, but look, it's hard to go past Knox. Yeah, they're just the dominant force, and they should prove hard to beat today.
Yeah, just the form that they're in. That they have had a couple of close ones. Last week against Montrose, they pulled through for a 2-goal win, and Montrose haven't, I don't think, are yet to get a win on the board.
Yeah, they had that draw way back when.
Yep, and that's pretty much it. So I don't know if that's to do with some of the players that they do have out at the moment. Obviously, it just speaks to sort of the depth that they do have. But it's going to be really challenging, I think, for Kilsyth to really challenge this side because they're on fire and they've just got stars on all lines of the field.
So you're tipping Knox?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to tip Knox, but I think it'll be a lot closer than the first time they played. So I think if Kilsyth can get within 4 goals today, and really, I don't think you even have to focus on the 4 points, coming away with the 4 points, but it's probably just how they play. And similar to what we saw last week with the Rowville Park Orchards game, although Park Orchards lost to get the 4 points, they were still showed plenty of good signs with their ball movement, a few key players playing really good games. If they can have some sort of game like that and take the positives out of it and go, all right, well, the next time we play them, because they will play them again, we can really challenge to beat them.
Yeah, you're probably just echoing a lot what was said on the EFNL website there with the round review or preview rather. Kilsyth's coach Clint Martin probably said the exact same as you there. He said we've got a tough one this week playing an informed Knox at their home ground, and he was just hoping for some sort of step up to sort of match them, but yeah, certainly looking to be more competitive.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the important thing, because they will play each other again, and if they do play finals, they could be playing that first week of the finals, depending on how it plays out. But the captain's now going into the middle to toss the coin. Good conditions out here. The ground looks to be in pretty good shape. Haven't been out to Knox since I used to play, so that's quite a few years ago now.
So Nikki Witten and Felicity Nelligan, the 2 captains respectively. Not sure if you got a gauge on who won that toss there.
No, I didn't. I missed that.
I missed that as well. One job. Anyway, we'll find out at the centre bounce in a couple of minutes anyway.
Certainly looking forward to this game. It should be a massive one. Streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. We're just a couple of minutes away from the first bounce of the game.
Have we got the reserves and seniors to do battle here today? Are they at home?
No, so Knox seniors today and the reserves are out at Tormore Oval playing Baronia. So it's a bit quieter here without as many people. But it's still a decent crowd.
It's because they're all watching. They're all watching at home.
Well, yes, you live at home. It's very cold out here, so
it's probably
really brave it to come out.
It's probably a good policy.
Yeah.
Stay at home, rug up. Just tune in for the next couple of hours. You'll hear the voice of Ryan Long. So both sides taking two positions now.
Important first quarter, though, for Kilsyth, just to get a bit of confidence. You know, they don't want to be jumped out of the blocks like they were last time against Knox, and just to be able to, even if they can make it a bit of a dour struggle, just to not allow Knox to have a really strong start, which they have in the majority of the games that they've won by, you know, large margins. It's been that first half where they've really gotten out of the blocks, set up a lead. Similar thing they did to East Ringwood a few weeks back, and they've just been able to hold it.
Yep, and with Knox on the other side of the ledger, you'd be hoping, you mentioned kicking 18 behinds last time they met, so they'd be looking to improve on that.
Yep, absolutely.
In that department, and hopefully be a bit more accurate as we're set to get underway here. Cloudy Saturday morning. Not sure why more haven't done the long sleeve, but it's all right.
We've got a couple.
We've got a couple. Who have we got there? Inners.
Yeah,
I believe that's pronounced.
Yep.
All right, I'll let you start us off, Ryan.
All right. Just moments away. The umpire holds the ball up for the first bounce. Knox versus Kilsyth out here for round 7. Nelligan and McLean in the ruck. Tap out goes towards Knox's direction. And we'll get another ball up. McLean again with the tap. She's got a big task against Nelligan today. Here's Wheaton. She keeps the ball in front of her. Just taps it in front until she can pick it up. Keeps it again. Kicks forward. She's almost able to pick it up in front of Prentice. She does really well. She's made a lot of ground. And still kicking it forward. They got a target here in Chambers. And we'll get a ball up here on the far side. As we said, very cold conditions today. But we shouldn't rain, so should be an open game. So we'll get a ball up. Kick forward for Kilsyth. Trapped in the Knox's forward 50 at the minute. They've got a kick forward. They've got a woman here that can clear it out. And she does well. It's in front of Wellington. And we'll get another ball up here. Just about in the middle of the ground.
So we'll get a stoppage here, centre ground. Sort of faint lines. It's hard to sort of get a real picture of where it's at, but Kilsyth, they clear. Through the centre they go. Off the hands of a Knox player in Wagner. Prentice tracks it at ground level. She does well. Back to Wagner. She kicks it to the far side. There's a race on. Knox will lead. Ayala it was. She's fighting at ground level there. No real eyes for the footy, but there'll be a stoppage. They both went the player.
Yep.
So another ball up on that far side. Sort of a lull start to this game. There's that long sleeve inners that we talked about. She tries to manufacture a kick. Rather. As Kilsyth and Knox try and collect at ground level. The ball just bubbling about. Knox will clear. They send it forward. Collecting at ground level there was Chambers it was. And there'll be a stoppage, so not sure what to make of the opening minutes here. It's sort of an eerie sort of feeling here at ground level.
Sure is, but a positive start for Kilsyth. Just not allow a score yet. But the kick there is a turnover to Emily Stocks. So Emily Stocks will have a chance to Knox to load up inside 50. She goes wide to the far side, and there's a good strong mark. Can they get the opening score? I've been a fast side starting out of the blocks this year. The kick's a good one. Almost taken there by Maston. They're going to run onto it. She did well. Kicks forward. Kilsyth should have the numbers here. No one can quite get a clean hands onto it. There's Hall. She keeps it in front of her. And a good tackle on Ritchie that she'll still able to get the hands off. Now it's cleared out into the hands of Dale. Shay Dale, that is. Goes towards the commentary side. almost taken by Hawker. There's 3 Hawker sisters out there for Kilsyth today. That was Paige Hawker. It's almost able to hold the mark. I think she has been awarded their mark. So it will come back to Hawker. Towards the grandstand side. Plenty of numbers out here. She can go short to Dale if she chooses to. Instead goes towards Jackson. Can't quite take the mark. Falls into the hands of Nelligan. Very important play. The best and fairest winner of last year. Her kick goes up to the middle of the ground. The hands out by Hull. And now Knox get a clearance themselves and they can push forward. Almost push in the back. She gets her hands off. And they're going to push forward inside 50 again. They've got a one-on-one. They've got a spare one here if she can get it. Can't quite hold it. Yes, she can. Inside 50s, McIntosh. And the kick's cut off straight in the hands of Prescott. Charlie Prescott, a really important play for Kilsyth. Does well to tackle and throws her opponent aside, and she's going to give away the free kick. And she did so well, didn't she? Just the actual tackle, but then the extra throw gave away the free kick. So Knox now can put the first goal on the board. No, it's going to roll out of bounds. So no score. We're 6 minutes into this first quarter.
I've been impressed with the Kilsyth defence to start. They've been peppered with inside 50s, but giving away the free kick there. The tackle just lingered slightly, hence the free kick, but Kilsyth will get a chance to exit now. She's a dangerous inboard kick to a hot spot. Knox will collect, and the snap is manufactured. Is that Nelligan, the captain? Not sure if you picked up a number there, but gee, she's done well. Geez, I'm sorry about that. Couldn't quite
see the number there.
See the number where perched a fairway away. Alexander it was, so geez, that's impressive. She just snapped up the opportunity.
Well, that was their pressure there. It was a bit of a dangerous kick going inbound, and Knox had the numbers around the ball, and Alexander's been very prominent early. So a good start for Knox. They get out of the blocks. 1 goal straight, 6. Kilsyth yet to score. They're going to look to get a ball out here again through Maston. She's tackled. And that was Hayley Jackson getting in there for Kilsyth.
Just slinging 360.
Yeah. So you're right. Kilsyth's defence has been solid so far because they are really under a lot of pressure. The kick inside was from McLean, the ruckman. Couldn't go too far, and Kilsyth just holding on, just trying to get their own clearance out. The kick goes forward for Knox. It's not going to go quite to there. Not quite going to reach Chambers. Chance for Kilsyth now. Can they get something going? Then inside 50. They've only had the one so far. The handball's out was by Dale. Towards the far wing. Kicking it in front of her was Ritchie. She does well. She get a handball off. She'll kick it forward instead. She hits up her target. That's Alexander again. And she's tackled there by Manilopoulos.
She had her head over the footy there. Thought she did enough to be awarded the free kick.
Almost did, certainly.
The umpires just looked at each other. Not sure if you picked up on that. So there'll be another forward half ball up here. Promising signs for Knox early as they look to build on this lead. Tackled there was a Kilsyth player trying to exit. Slick hands in traffic there as a quick kick. Hits the out of bounds post, and there'll be a last possession rule going the way of Knox again, or Kilsyth rather, sorry. So Manilopoulos, it was handing the ball over this time. So her errant kick has been changed of hands here. Oh no, she hasn't done any better there, the Kilsyth player. As another snap in traffic there is straight over the goal umpire's head. Alexander it might have been again. She's brought her kicking boots today.
Well, she's going to be a hard one to stop so far. Just so dangerous. And that's almost the similar sort of way she kicked the first one. The kick just went just to the middle of their forward line, and she's just able to snap it around the corner. And that's a brilliant goal, and probably the goal of the day so far.
So it was the blonde in Manilopoulos. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It was her errant kick that was faulted last time, resulting in a goal. She instead handed it over to her teammate to take the kick in duty, and she made a mess of it as well. So Knox, as a result, they're 2 goals up with a nice little buffer. So in the centre we are. Knox will try and break free. Set upon was the midfielder there as Kilsyth link up by hand. They'll send it as deep as they've been so far. Inside 50 to a 1-on-1. Unable to collect there was a running Lenny as they still scrap for it at ground level there. The ball still trickling about. Whistle not far away, you'd think. Off the ground goes the ruckman in McLean. She gains about 15 metres. Although numbers beats to a honeypot in that centre. Stacks on now. It's a fierce opening couple of minutes here.
It has. Really been impressed with Holly Maston so far.
Both sides up to the battle early here. There's the long sleeve in us again. Knox will clear though. It'll bounce unkind for Kilsyth there, and running away was McIntosh with it. She'll send it forward to Chambers on the lead. It's over her head. And it'll be at ground level. Pushed off the kick was Manilopoulos there. So 2 Manilopouloses. That's a mouthful. And she'll take the mark. Intercepting in defensive 50. So what can they muster up here?
Yep, here's a chance to go out the far wing. Can't quite take the mark there was Beard. And I keep going forward, Knox. But there's a turnover. Now a chance for Kilsyth. The kick's gone past their target. Now inside 50 again from Knox. They've just straight to, again, Alexander. She puts it on the boot, and it's just from a minor score, but she's just such a prominent figure down there, and she looks real dangerous early.
Geez, alarm bells ringing for the Kilsyth coach. Somebody get near Alexander.
2-1-13 Knox. Kilsyth gets the score.
Probably a sign of Knox's dominance, just looking in front of us here on the bench. They've got 6 players ready to go. So their depth is proving crucial.
So here's the mark by Van Veen, by Kilsyth. Can they get something going? The kick's a good one. It's a great mark. And that's ins. That goes towards Hawker. Strong mark. It's been their best play so far. Been able to hit up a few targets. The handball's good. And the kick goes forward. It's not going to go as far as it's cut off by McLean. McLean done really well against Nelligan so far. She's got a big task ahead of her. The kick's cut off again though. Ins. Couldn't quite take the mark though. Now it's a chance for Knox to clear up in the clearances. It's a dangerous one because if they don't take the mark, Knox have numbers around the ball every time. And there'll be a ball up here, stoppage. So Knox have, I think, 6 on the interchange bench, and Kilsyth just a couple. They also had Villarreal out early this morning, so another one down. So that is something to take notice of. So it'd be hard for them to, if they aren't in it at halftime, it's going to be hard because Knox will have the legs to run this out. And here they go inside 50 again. It's Alo. Can she get a target? Well done by Lowry. And they're going to get another ball up inside 50. And, you know, they've really just dominated these centre clearances and just been able to kick it forward and get stuff going. This is another ball up. The kick's just, almost cleaned up there. Nelligan got right in her way. And she gets the ball again, kicks it forward. It's not going to go as far. Can't quite hit its target. That was really well done by the Knox defender. And it's not going to go too far, though, because Kilsyth have all the numbers around the ball. There's a Knox player down.
It's Gibson, Holly Gibson. She's on all fours. As her teammate in Dowsing, unaware, looks to send it in inside 50. Standing underneath it was Nelligan, although it's over her head. It lands in the lap of Plumridge. So we've been told to keep an eye on her. She sends a little scrubby kick forward. She'll follow up her own work. Nelligan at ground levels there. It squirts out now to a running Warren. She'll send it to a hot spot. 15 out. Knox have all the numbers. One of them's Chambers. She wheels around. Alexander's there. The ball will bounce all sorts of ways, and off the ground goes Alexander again. You'd have to see it to believe it here. She's kicked 3-1, all Knox's scores. That's quite remarkable, Ryan.
It is, and really all they need to do is just get in her direction, and if she can't take the mark, she's right there. She can crumb, and that's how she's kicked her 3 goals so far. So it's a hard one to stop because they do also have other options, and obviously Plumridge comes onto the field. She's a known goal kicker. Plenty of players that can score.
So Gibson just making her way off the field under the watchful eye of the trainer, holding her midsection, sort of rib area. So back in the centre now we are. It'll be Plumridge who tries to get the clearance forward. Manufacturing a kick there was one of the Monopolis sisters. I'm going to struggle with that all day. The ball just bubbling about on centre wing here, right in front of us. As there'll be another ball up.
You can just see the impact of Plumridge already. She's only been on for a few minutes, but already had probably 2 to 3 touches, and they've been good ones going inside 50.
Here she goes again, Ryan. Her kick was smothered though. And Knox have all the numbers. One of them's Witten, the captain. She'll send it wide into space. Tracking it at ground level might be the ruckman in McLean. It was, and she'll kick a 15-metre ball forward, although it's exited as quickly as it came in. Hard to sort of gauge, get a good eye on that far side. Knox send it back inside forward 50, although it'll trickle out, and it'll be the last possession rule going the way of Manolopolis, of the Chloe variety. So
2 of them, isn't there?
Number 17 has it. Just a sign of Knox's depth. They have the luxury of 5 or 6 subs to make those rotations, and just looking across at the Kilsyth bench, they've only got the one there, and
does make it is a massive difference, especially when it gets later into the game. As we said, Knox are a fast starting side. They've done it again today, 3-1-19, leading Kilsyth yet to score, and they've just dominated the inside 50s. So another one then. It's going to be a hard side to stop this year.
So Georgia Alexander, I don't think she's kicked 3-1. She's got 3-1 to her name. All of Knox's scores have gone through her hands. As we tick under the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter, 3-1-19 it is.
Plumridge takes the mark and she plays on immediately, and the kick's going far to the right side, so they'll be out of bounds on the full. And talking about Alexander, she came into the season, came in today with 5 goals to her name this season. She's already got 3, so she may be able to double that in the space of one morning. The kick clearance by is well marked there by Knox. So they're really just struggling to be able to get anything going backwards. And Knox is going to have a set shot here. Oh no, he's going to be put to the top of the square. You got numbers around there. There's Alexander. It's going to be hard to stop. She just pushes her opponent aside, runs onto the ball again. Oh, just went past the ball then. And almost were unlucky to get a free kick there, the Kilsyth defender. It falls into the hands of Dale. She does really well. Clears it out, but it's not going to go too far. Cut off by Stocks. And we're going to get another ball up. You can imagine if a ball can't manage its way out. That was well done by Alo. But we will get a ball up. But really well done there by Dale, just to be able to clear it out. She did be able to keep her composure. So the ruck can go out again. It's Nelligan that gets a tap. Kilsyth get a handball forward. Can't get a kick out. They just tap it forward, which is good. And they've done well here. They just need a mark. But it's going to fall into the hands of Warren. Warren's kick in front of McIntosh. McIntosh runs onto it, does well. The handball off to Warren. And her kick is a very high one. And well taken.
Standing underneath it was Manolopolis, so she intercepts the high ball. She'll send a wide one out onto this broadcasting side wing. Tracking it was the Kilsyth player in Jackson. She'll follow up her work. although Plumridge is there. It's not a good sign if you're a fan of Kilsyth. The ball just bubbling about. There'll be a clearing kick now. Can it fall into the waiting arms of Lenny? So she presents well. Going back with the flight was, in fact, Innes. It's the ball just bubbling about still. Knox will manufacture a kick forward, standing underneath it again. Was that Kilsyth player? So no real clean possession here as fumbling it was Finnegan there. And Al's set upon there, as you heard. The ball just still bubbling about. The umpire letting it play. Although he signals for a ball up right in front of us here, Ryan.
You're right in front of us. Can Kilsyth get it going forward? This is where they've really struggled. Just getting that next kick to take a mark. Nelligan in the ruck. Does well, takes her own ball. Handball's off. Here's Hawker, Paige Hawker. Her kick towards her target. Couldn't quite take the mark. She does well. That's Finnegan. And they'll get a ball up here, which is good. Just outside the forward 50. A late one would really help, but we're going to run out of time. As that's quarter time here at Knox Gardens. It's Knox 3-1-19 to Kilsyth, yet to score all 3 goals from Georgia Alexander. So we'll be back shortly for the second quarter here at Knox Reserve. It's Knox 3-1-19, Kilsyth, yet to score.
Probably could have talked about that first quarter. Depends how long we talk for. Do you want to go? Just say, welcome back.
Yes, welcome back to Knox Reserve for the Round 7 Division 2 clash, the Evenell Deakin University match of the day between Knox and Kilsyth. It's been a one-sided affair so far, 3-1-19. That Knox leading Kilsyth yet to score. All 3 goals by Georgia Alexander. She's been the dangerous woman up forward. Every time the ball's gone near her, she's been able to really use her body to outwork her opponent and end up on kicking goals on the scoreboard.
No, it's quite remarkable what she's managed to do with little touches. She's had a big effect. So Yeah, Georgia Alexander. I think she sits 5th on the goal kicking tally with 5 to her name. So she'll add to that today with 3 in the opening quarter. And yeah, it's scary signs if you're a fan of Kilsyth, because there's 3 more quarters of work to do for Knox.
It certainly is, and it's probably the midfield battle that they've got to start winning. Girls like Holly Maston's been, really strong in the midfield. Other ones like Nikki Whitten, the captain, they get their ball, once they get the ball, they're able to keep it in front of them. Just sometimes just being able to just keep tapping it forward, and they make 10, 15, 20 metres ground, and then suddenly they're on the forward 50 line, and it's just one kick to a target, and they can score from there. So they've got to start winning the midfield battle and just give their forwards a bit more of a chance. One that we're probably looking at is Elsie Hull up forward for Kilsyth. She's a really good player. So, when she was able to get the ball, probably one of the few times it went inside 50, she had a really good hands-off to a player running past. Hopefully she can get more involved by just maybe pushing up the ground a bit more, or even maybe getting a run in the midfield later if they can't get it forward. But if they can get her involved and get a couple of the other forwards a chance to really make an impact on the scoreboard, it could make a bit of a difference. But I think it does all start in the midfield.
Yeah, no, certainly. You mentioned Hull there, the Kilsyth forward. You can't fault the efforts of Nelligan either, their captain. She's stood up as best she can. She's sort of playing that half-back sort of role, sort of sweeping it, trying to gain some ascendancy for Kilsyth. But, yeah, the inside 50 count is certainly lopsided, and Knox have certainly come out firing. So that's not what you want from a Kilsyth point of view. We spoke about that pre-game, getting them on the back foot early, and that's what they've done.
And they have looked all right sometimes moving the ball out. They've been able to, a couple times, had a few plays where they were able to hit, 2 or 3 targets. And if they can just link up that, that extra 1 or 2 kicks and get closer to their forward line, there'll be a real chance to get back into this game. But as we said, the second quarter starting, and Knox will be going to the right side of the screen. Bit of wind out there today, not really favouring one side. Here's Whitten. Joe kicks a dribbler up forward, but Kilsyth are able to clear it out. It's a good kick up towards the wing. Couldn't quite hit Shay Dale, and instead it'll fall in the hands of Wagner. Her handball's cut off by Inns. Jackson now up to Nelligan. Out to Van Veen, important play for Kilsyth. She almost tackled her player there. Nelligan just pushes the player aside as Jackson gets the ball. But Knox do really well, and it just tapped out of bounds right in front of us.
There's a full wingspan Shepherd there.
Yeah, it was.
I like that. As it's balls thrown up just in front of us here, so it'll be Nelligan and McLean to do battle in the ruck. Van Veen collects it, roving it well. On the ground there was McLean. The ruckman there as Van Veen tackles Wagner. A good strong one at that. And there'll be another ball up, so whistle blown right in front of us here.
Nelligan and McLean in the ruck again. It was McLean, but handball didn't go as far as, tap didn't go as far as Jackson. Now Kilsyth are able to have a chance here. Wallington. It's cut off again by Knox. Now they go inside forward 50 towards McIntosh. And it falls in the hands of Whitten again. Her kick is smothered. Jackson with plenty of the ball early for Kilsyth in this second quarter. Nelligan's handball's cut off. And now they've got a chance to go inside forward 50 through McIntosh. The handball off. Here's Jones. She can straighten up, but she's gone right. So just be a minor score. Had a bit more time almost. But
she had time and space, didn't she, Jones, there?
So 3-2 Knox. Kilsyth yet to score.
I thought she steadied well, but she still had that 5-10 metres to gain in front of her. Unable to capitalise on the first real sign of as the kicking duties here for Kilsyth. They'll send a high, long ball out to centre ground. It's off the hands of a Knox player, and she's slung in the process. Holding the ball's paid. Wouldn't have argued a dangerous tackle either, as Nelligan awarded the free kick. Kilsyth here, good signs, good slow build up here. Dale takes the mark, she wheels around, Inside 50 they go. Tracking it was one of the Hawker sisters. Paige, it might have been. At ground level there, she's set upon in an outnumbered situation. And there'll be a ball up, so they worked that well.
Real positive signs there. Ball goes up. Jackson for Kilsyth gets a tap out. And it's just going to roll out unless they can keep it in. There's Hawker. And the umpire will take that for another ball up. But there's also a strong mark by Shay Dale out on the wing here. That set it up as well. So Jackson, her tap out's good, but it's going to go straight to a Knox player. Their chance to inside 50. This is probably the closest they've been to goal so far. The handball out is cut off. Good tackle by Jackson on Prentice. And the kick cleared by Knox. And they've got some numbers here if they can win it. But that was really well done by Lowry. Kept it in front of her. And they were out Knox if they could get that. So really, really well done by Lowry to cut that off. And they will still be able to have a chance to go inside 50 again. Really need the next one. As we said, Knox 3-2-20. Kilsyth yet to score. Here's Nelligan back in the ruck. Her tap out. Not too much going on here. There's Wallington with the ball. Cut off by Van Veen. She gets her kick away. It's a one-on-one. Oh, it's a really strong mark there by Ashley Hall. And she clears it out. And almost can take the mark there. Was her teammate. Cut off by Shay Dale. Keeps it in front of her. Does really well. The handball's good. It's off to Lowry. Lowry's kick is a turnover. Almost tackled there. And umpire's called one high on the Knox defender. So
jeez, I think
they get away with. They go very, very lucky to get away with that.
I think he blew his whistle prematurely, hoping that it was a holding the ball free kick, and then just awarded the high tackle instead. So a high ball. Standing underneath it was Lowry. She's had a couple of good minutes here. She turned the wrong way, but she's been spun around now. So she'll send it forward now. It'll be through the hands of a Kilsyth forward. A high up and under now to our side. Standing underneath it there was number 57 in Dowsing. She's just pushed in the back now. 3-on-1 situation at ground level there. And there's a bit of an aftermath there as they fight, sort of. But Lowry again to Innes. They link up by hand. Kilsyth pressing here. Nelligan there. What can the captain do? She creates space, using her body well. She'll collect at ground level and get boot to ball. So a high up and under now. And a great juggling mark there has been taken by the Kilsyth forward. In Lenny it was. She's been prominent early. So it sits about 30 out from Kilsyth's goal. Must be the scoring end, Ryan.
Certainly is. There is a bit of wind out there, so maybe it is favouring that left side of the screen. It's the ball up again. Lenny in the ruck for Kilsyth. It gets her hands out to Nelligan. Nelligan's got a long boot. The kick's real good up to the top of the square. And the Knox defender there in Warren is just able to tap it over the line for the behind. For a rush behind, that's Kilsyth's first score of the game. One behind to Knox 3-2-20, but it's been a very good 5 minutes for them. They've been able to lock it in their forward half and create some opportunities. They just need a goal. So the kick out for Knox goes towards a big pack of players. There's Wagner who's at the ball first. She's chased and tackled there by Van Veen. A really good tackle. She's still able to get her hands out to Witten. And Wynn's tackled by Nelligan, so we'll get another ball up. Still inside 50 for Kilsyth. So still a good chance for them to score.
This is the best opportunity they've had. You're right, Ryan. There's a free kick's been picked out. Not sure if you got an eye on that, but it's out to that far side nonetheless. Tracking it there was Wagner. She's been lively. There was Prentice. She links up by hand well. It'll sail over the head of 54 for Knox. Not on our team sheet. At ground level there, bumped off it was the Kilsyth backwoman rather. The ball just bubbling about still. The ball up's imminent, although a dribble kick's manufactured out. Innes tracks it in that long sleeve. They'll link up well by hand through the centre of the ground. So in the corridor they go. It'll sail over a pack. At ground level there was Warren. She's set upon. Kilsyth just pressing and pressing. Although Plumridge there, she gets back to help her defence out, and she'll exit now.
And now here's a chance to Knox on the far wing. They've got players out. Can they almost held without the ball? It's cut off, and now Nelligan can go forward for Kilsyth. That's a long kick inside 50 towards Elsie Hull. She can't quite get it there. There's a few players in front. One of them's Finnegan. The handball out to Hull. Back to Wallington, and she's a free kick here going Knox's way.
The umpire's been red hot with that early.
They're linking up a lot better though, Kilsyth, which is really good to see.
It's more of a free-flowing second term here.
Sure has. And Knox have done well here on the outside wing. Now they'll get a chance to go forward themselves. Almost into the hands of Van Gemmet. And they've still got a chance. The kick forward. It's a good mark. They're on. They've got some plays. They've got plenty of space in that forward 50 now.
Clean.
McLean inside 50. Oh, hits up Alexander. Beautiful kick and a great mark. Really well led to the ball. And she'll have a chance to kick her fourth of the game.
That's just unfair.
As we said, she's kicked 3 for today already. All 3 goals of the game. Alexander comes in for number 4. No, it's going to be too wide. So Knox go to 3-3-21 to Kilsyth 1 behind. 10 minutes left in this second quarter.
That was probably her easiest set shot there. She's been snapping them from all angles. Right in front of the big stick she was there, and it sailed to the right-hand side. So 3-3-21 plays Kilsyth's 1- score as they try and exit through Lowry here. She takes a good chest mark. She's got numbers on that far side. She'll head in that direction. Although standing in the path of it was a Knox midfielder there. She'll send it high to Alexander again. It's a good policy. Anything in her direction, she'll just gobble up. They link up by hand though, Kilsyth, and they exit through the corridor. The quickest route to home. Although Knox again, on that synthetic pitch, they take a good intercept mark. Tracking it there is Witten, the captain. She'll step inside and send a drilling ball to Innes and Nelligan. Although wrapped up there was
well tackled.
Captain on captain. It was Nelligan that was wrapped up there by Witten. And the intercept mark's been taken here by Kilsyth.
So through the hands of Hawker. Paige Hawker goes up towards Lowry, who's been very, very good this quarter. It's going to be cut off here by McLean. And Knox again, they're just very dangerous around these sort of stoppages. The kick forward's a good one. It's going to be stopped up here on the half-forward line.
This game's just gone to another level here.
It has.
Pressure gauge has certainly lifted.
No goals this quarter yet, but it's been a much more even contest. Now Nelligan just grabs it out of the ruck, and she's got a massive kick on her. It's up towards almost the half-forward line. Knox have the numbers to clear it out, but it could be coming straight back in the hands of De Gregory. And she's tackled. So important couple of minutes for Kilsyth. If they can get one back, suddenly it's game on. So the ball up. Nelligan in the ruck has been really important, especially in this second quarter. Knox again will get the clearance, but Jackson's there for Kilsyth. Should be able to almost be able to control that, but the bounce is a hard one. But she'll end up with the ball anyway, and her kick goes down the line. And it's right in the front. In front was Warren. She did really well to handball off. And now they can go out towards the wing. But it's a cut-off, and that's a great mark there by Innes. So Innes goes inbound, looking for Nelligan. Strong hands. Not paid the mark, but did well. Still was able to get the ball. Her handball out towards De Gregory. Her kick to the far side. They do have some numbers over there, but we'll get another ball up. It's a free kick, Kilsyth's way.
Yep, head-eye contact there.
Lenny. The kick's a high one. So it's a one-on-one contest. No one can able to take the mark. The kick out there was smothered by Manolopoulos. Now here's a chance to Knox to go forward. They go on the wing. They've got McIntosh there. She plays on immediately. Hamples passes it off. The kick towards McLean.
Bit of a mismatch there with...
She did really well. Kept it in front of her. Nelligan was coming in from the side. And she ends up with the ball. kicking it to the far side, but Knox have the numbers. It's a 2-on-1 contest, and that's a really strong mark.
So as we saw in the first quarter, Knox just with the luxury of 5 on the bench, they make their changes right in front of us here as Knox will try and collect at ground level there. They link up by hand with Marston, or Maston, take your pick. There'll be another ball up. So another stoppage on that far side. The ball's just been played between the arcs in this second term here. Both sides unable to capitalise on entries inside 50. With the ball just bubbling about there. Van Veen's in the picture. As well as number 17, Manilopoulos.
We have talked about that bench, the rotations they have. So they're going to be full legs in this second half. Nelligan in the ruck just grabs it. The handball out to Van Veen. The kick's a good one, but there's a lot of Knox numbers down there, so they're going to have to really fight hard for this. In front was Wallington. And Kilsyth just trying to edge it forward even a little bit. If they can get a stoppage here, that's a good result. And they will, so there will be a ball up just outside 50. 6 minutes remaining in this second quarter. You listen to the Evenell Deakin match of the round. Big Division 2 clash. Nelligan in the ruck again. There's a good tackle by Van Veen. We'll get another ball up.
That is a big clash. Knox looking to go 7-0. And Kilsyth on the other side of the ledger looking to sneak into that third spot on the ladder. So an inside 50 ball was cut off there by the Knox defender. She'll send an inboard to McLean, the ruckman. Hawker's there, I believe. She tries to get on her bike. Thrown out there by the Kilsyth player into the waiting arms of Jackson. She'll drive it forward. The other Hawker sisters there. Ebony of the Ebony variety. She'll send it one-on-one there. Tracking it there was the Kilsyth player. Hawker will follow up her good work. Link up by hand there with Dale. She'll drive it forward. It'll sail over the head of the pack and dribble through for a behind. So an anti-climax there. Kilsyth, they're trying, aren't they? You certainly can't fault their effort, but they just struggling to get that 6-pointer on the board.
It's been a really strong quarter from them. Although no one's been able to kick a goal either way. So they clear out by Knox. Can't get a mark, but they've got numbers around the ball, so they should be able to get it out to win. She's able to get the hands off before she's tackled. And then Kilsyth's pressure there has led to an in-the-back free to Ella Ritchie. So Ella Ritchie, she's got plays some options here. McLean's on the far side wanting it. She goes towards her teammate, almost taken there by Jones. The kick's forward by Wagner. It's going to be cut off. His beard for Kilsyth. She lays a good tackle. And they're just able to get the ball out a bit more with a bit more ease. There's Witten again. Tried to get the hands off to McIntosh. The kick inside 50. Where's Alexander? We're looking for her. She gets the ball first. Can she get her hands out? She does. The handball over the top. In the hands of her teammate, Witten. And she's got it. They've missed an opportunity there. They had McLean open in the square, but the kick rolls out of bounds, so it will be a Kilsyth ball.
So Alexander,
a bit of a missed opportunity.
Alexander it was there with the flying shot. Probably a touch selfish, but you can't blame her.
Well, yeah, when you've kicked all 3 goals of the game,
she's been on fire.
You're probably allowed to. So
it'll be Nelligan to exit here. Take a wild guess where this kick's going. Innes stands underneath it, unable to take the mark. Hawker there. She's small in stature, but she's got a big heart. She drives it forward down the line. There's Knox waiting there, and they link up through Wagner. And she'll send it forward now. Ritchie chucks it. She's on the run. Drives a kick down the line, and it'll trickle out. An unkind bounce. You could almost throw a blanket over 30 of them before there. Sort of been bees to a honeypot in this second term as it's been played between the arcs. So down the line, Nelligan goes to the opposing captain in Nikki Witten. She's set upon by Prentice it was, or Van Veen rather. As the ball's tossed back to the umpire, and there'll be another ball up here, so
Nelligan's been huge this quarter. We said the best and fairest winner of last year, the league best and fairest. She gets it again, just grabs it out of the ruck. Then a good kick forward, but Knox have 2-on-1 here. The mark was dropped by Wagner, but her teammate there was able to get it. That's Prentice. Her kick's a good one towards her teammate in Gibson. Good to see her back out there after coming off in the first quarter. And she's tackled, so there'll be a ball up there. Well done by De Gregory to hold the play up.
Yeah, well picked up. Gibson back out there for Knox it was.
Nelligan, the hit out to her teammate in Innes. Now Knox will go forward through Alo. Alo's kick up towards her teammate. The kick out to McLean that takes a mark. She's able to get forward very quickly and find some space. It's not the first time that's happened today. She wants to play on immediately. Up to the top of the square. Alexander, can she get it? She does. Great mark. A great spot and a great kick. And Alexander just finishes off with a good mark and will line up for goal number 4.
She might be hobbling a touch. She took a heavy fall down as she dove for the mark, but nonetheless, she walks back to her mark, and here she is for number 4.
The only goal kicker of the day. Has 3 in the first quarter. So here she is. Alexander lines up for goal number 4. It's a good kick, and it's a goal. The umpire clears it. Unbelievable. Alexander has 4, and Knox skip out to a 25-point lead, 4-3, 27. Kilsyth 2 behinds, and we're approaching halftime very fast.
Jeez, and just looking at the Kilsyth reaction there, they were bemused with the goal there. They thought that for sure sailed over the goalpost there, but nonetheless, Alexander has 4 to her name. A couple of behinds to go to that, and it's 4-3, 27 plays Kilsyth. Just the 2 minor scores.
Probably been the difference today.
They'll probably, time will expire here before any chance of a Kilsyth answer as we tick under the 10-second mark. Going forward there was Dale for Kilsyth. An inside 50 ball. Tracking it there was Ebony Hawker, but the siren beats her. So a one-sided affair here at Knox Garden Reserve. I mentioned the score before, 4-3, 27 plays Kilsyth with the 2 minor scores. And if you're just joining us, Georgia Alexander, she's 5th on the goal kicking tally for the season in Div 2 with 5 to her name. She's added a lazy 4 to that today.
Incredible.
And no doubt she'll climb that.
Yeah, well, she's a good chance to kick 6 or 7 today with the way she's going. And you can tell that the Knox midfielders are looking for her, like that last kick by McLean. It was just a beautiful pass. Hit her perfectly to run into. And then she's such a good leader of the ball. And even when she doesn't mark it, she's able to, get around Crum and snap those as she did in the first quarter. But as you said, it was a pretty even second quarter, though. Kilsyth were able to get back in the game. That last goal hurts because they had plenty of opportunities then. And to go in 25 points down, probably not an ideal situation considering how competitive they were in that second quarter.
Yeah, if you were just to read the scoreline out of that quarter, it does say Knox came out winners, but I thought kudos to Kilsyth there. They stood up well and
much evener contest.
And they certainly evened it out in that regard, and all credit goes to the captain in Nelligan.
Yep.
I thought there must have been a positional change to swing her back behind the ball, and that certainly prevented a lot more scoring for Knox.
Absolutely. So we will take a short break before the second half. You're listening to the EFNL Deakin University Match of the Day, Round 7, Division 2, Knox and Kilsyth. It's Knox leading 4-3, 27 to Kilsyth, 2 behinds. And welcome back to Knox Garden Reserve for the second half of this round 7 EFNL Deakin University match of the day. It is between Knox and Kilsyth, with Knox with a handy 25-point lead, 4 goals 3, 27 to 2 behinds, all 4 goals by Georgia Alexander. So a big second half coming. As we said, they were probably quite dominant in that first quarter, but the second quarter was pretty even, and Kilsyth had maybe the majority of the ball, but they weren't just able to score, Trent.
Yeah, no, you're right. That late goal in red time certainly hurts Kilsyth. Yeah, but we'll see what Knox can do to further add to their lead. We've been greeted with blue skies on the other side of this second term here. So
How nice is that? The sun's out.
but the wind's picked up, so yeah. you can't have both.
And we can't quite tell if there is a wind advantage to one side or not. I think it's more coming towards us on the broadcast wing. So whether or not that has any impact in the game, we're not too sure. But a good chance for Knox to maybe extend their lead, especially that seems to be the more maybe the more scoring end, or even just the ball going down to the left side of the screen more often. But the Kilsyth, they were able to get back in that game, especially through their captain Felicity Nelligan, who in the ruck has just been massive, been able to really start to get on top of McLean. And she's got such a long kick, so she's had quite a few times just been able to launch it forward and create some opportunities for Kilsyth. Also, I've really liked Holly Lowry. She got involved in that second quarter, especially at the start where they were really looking for someone to stand up. She's been impressive. And then, for Knox, they've got stars all across the field. Captain Wynn has just been, been everywhere in all contests. She's starting on the bench this third quarter. But then even McLean as well, as good as Nelligan's been, McLean's been able to be just as influential when the ball's gone the other end. So those two in the ruck will start us off in the third quarter. It's Nelligan to the tap, but McLean comes through, and grabbing that was Wagner, and her kick goes forward. Plumridge now in the middle as well. Oh, it's going to fall into Alexander's hands again. If she can pick it up, she does. She turns on the right, gets a handball out, but the handball is going to roll out of bounds. Gee, she looks dangerous, and she could kick a few more before the end of the afternoon.
So big job there for Gemma Manolopoulos, one of the Manolopoulos' sisters. So I thought that trickled out. Oh no, it'll be a ball up. So last possession rule, not awarded there, as it's fallen into the lap of Alexander again, and she just can't put a foot wrong. She started this second half where she left off, Ryan.
Incredible, and you just knew when she's around the area she's able to kick those, and that's similar to her 3 goals in the first quarter. They were all crumbing goals, and she's just such a dominant force up there, and I don't know how you stop that, but they've just got to start winning the midfield battle, I guess, to not allow those forward 50 entries, because as soon as it gets anywhere in her direction, she's a real threat to score. And they now lead by 31 points, 5-3-33. Kilsyth just the 2 behinds. This ball makes its way back to the middle.
So I'm not sure if it was McLean there, the ruckman, or ruckwoman, are we saying? But no, it was palms straight down her throat. So
brilliant.
Alexander just roving well there.
But back in the middle, that was McLean who just taps it forward. Shay Dale's the first one to get there for Kilsyth. Her kicks clearing out towards the wing. They've got a chance here to make something happen through Lenny. She does well, but she's cut off by Prentice. And they'll get a kick forward. And it's a one-on-one contest here. Here's Hull. The ball doesn't bounce friendly for her. And now fall in the hands of Ella Ritchie. Her handball off. Up to Warren. Her kick forward's going to be cut off by Nelligan. Nelligan's tackled, but she's still able to get her hands off in the direction of Beard. She gets it. Quick handball off to Innes. She's tackled, well tackled, and she's just dropped the ball. And that's a great tackle by Sarah Plumridge.
And she pleaded her case too with the widespread arms in disgust. That was dissent. As the kicks forward now, wheeling around was McIntosh. She'll go inboard over the head of a Kilsyth defender into the path of Alexander. She tries to manufacture a handball out. Following up her good work was McIntosh again, and she snaps a right foot ball straight over the goal umpire's head. So Knox have come out running in the second half, and they are just showing their class.
Great start for Knox. They now go to 6 goals on the board. 6 goals, 3-39 to Kilsyth 2 behinds, a 37-point lead.
I hope that was McIntosh there. It's hard to sort of lay eyes on that far side, but nonetheless, it was a good snapping effort round the body, and it sailed straight through. So 6-3-39 plays Kilsyth with the 2 minor scores as we're back in the centre now, Ryan.
And a tap out to hand by McLean. She's done well in the start of the third quarter. She's won the hit-out battle so far. The handball off to Alo. She's tackled, and now it's in the hands of Nelligan. She just drops the ball. Umpire couldn't see she was behind the play. Van Veen, handball off into Hawker. One of the 3 Hawker sisters out there. She does really well, fights the ball. Jackson. And there's going to be another stoppage here. The ball's not coming loose. And we'll get another ball up.
There's a bit of a tussle in the aftermath there of the tackle, but there'll be a ball up right in front of us. It'll be McLean and Nelligan to do battle in the ruck again. Nelligan tries to collect it, bumped off it. Was the Knox player at ground level there. She went in hard. It was Alo. Body on the line sort of stuff there. She wheels around, sends a scrubby little kick forward. It'll work out somehow. McIntosh it was then. She's been lively early in this second half. McLean goes off the deck. Knox have the numbers back there, and they send a clearing kick onto that far side wing to a 101 race. And winning that race was number 10 for Kilsyth, to Gregory. The hyphen there, so Knox, though, they recover. They send it back inside 50, Ryan.
And he's they've got a chance here, but you know, well held up by Shay Dale. She's been good, but it's going to fall in the hands of Plum Ridge. Her kick's smothered, but she gets it forward in the direction of McIntosh. And Kilsyth should be able to recover through Dale, but it's a dangerous kick. It's gone down into the middle of the ground. There is a bit of a wind now picking up again, and I think it is going to the left side of the screen, so a big advantage for Knox in the hands of Alexander. She's tackled, but she gets a handball out to McLean. Kilsyth got some numbers around the ball. Here's Hawker. Kicks the ball towards us on the commentary side, and it's cut off by Prentice, who just launches it towards forward 50, but it's bounced off the hands of Nelligan. She goes back in the direction, but it's got cut off again by Prentice.
Kick to kick.
So she goes inside 50 again. Innes was under it for Kilsyth, couldn't take a mark. And the ball just landed in the middle of the pack. And it's well done here by Knox. Alo's the kick forward. The bounce will matter here. The tap out into the direction of Alexander. She's going to get onto it. She does get it, but she's tackled. She's got 2 Kilsyth defenders that do well this time to hold it up. Oh, a very dangerous area here.
Well, that was smart by Crystal Chambers. CC. She's sort of just the 1%ers. Knox are doing all the right things here. So an inside 50 ball up. The ball just bubbling about now. Kilsyth will try and apply pressure at ground level. And they bring one of their Knox midfielders to ground. Took 2 of them. So danger signs early for Kilsyth. This lead could blow out at any minute now. Bumped off the kick was Van Germet there. There's a quick kick. I looked down for a second. I'm not sure if you picked up a name there. Chambers it was. We mentioned her doing the 1%ers before, and they've certainly worked out wonders.
Well, that's it. You know, again in the midfield, I think we've been probably underestimating this wind. It has picked up this quarter, and it is going in the direction of the Knox goals at the minute. So it is hard once the ball gets back in there. It's hard to get back out and transition, but they've done really well, Knox, and they've got out to a 43-point lead. As we said, 10 minutes to go in this third quarter. It's going to be hard for Kilsyth to really get back in this game, but they'll be looking to show some of that signs from the second quarter of improvement. In the ruck, McLean tapped out to Wagner, and Wagner's kicked into a dangerous area. Shay Dale did really well. She's held her ground down back. She gets a ball and looked to be tackled high around the neck, so she'll get a free kick. That was a tackle from Chambers, who just kicked a goal a second ago. So Dale out towards the wing, and the kick's a turnover, and Wagner will reload up to the top of the square, almost, bit falls short. Dale again. Oh, she sells a bit of candy, takes one, and the kicks are good. The kick's a good one. It's hit up Van Veen. Van Veen, can Kilsyth get something going forward into the direction of Hall. She can't take the mark, and it's going to go back the other way through Gibson. Gibson's kick, no mark taken. Falls to ground. The kick out by Hawker. Tries to clear it. Doesn't go too far. It's cut off. Here's McLean. Tries to just kick it off the ground. This time she goes to the ball on the ground. And it's Kilsyth here to get the numbers around the ball. The handball out by Van Veen. And they're going to push towards the boundary line. Jackson's there, but the bounce doesn't favour it at all. And here's McLean now. Kicks inbound. Can they get a mark? They can. That's Alo. Alo's kick towards the top of the square. It's going to fall short. And again, once again, Kilsyth able to clear it out. And it's a good mark by Nelligan. Dale has just been everywhere down back on that half-back line. Nelligan, her kick forward. Looks at Elsie Hull, but she's got 3 Knox players to compete with. Did really well, tapped it in front. Kept it in front of Hawker. Really well done by Hull. She had 3 Knox defenders on her. But they're still going to be able to clear through Plum Ridge. If she can get her hands out. She's not, and she's tackled.
So trying to burst through there was Richie there, handing it off to Plum Ridge in congestion. So another ball up. I'm loving the majority of the play on this near side as Nelligan. She takes it out of the ruck and sends a high ball forward. Knox have the numbers at ground level and they'll clear through Aiello, who sends it across that synthetic deck. Tracking it is one of the Hawker sisters. Ebony it was. She does well. She gains about 5 or so metres, although only as far as Wagner. She'll drive it back inside forward 50 to that one-on-one contest with Alexander. Bounces off her chest. She does well to follow up. Tries an off-the-ground socket to no avail. She dives on it. As the ball up's been awarded here. Well, not awarded, but a free kick. There you go. So Alexander, it was. She's had a set shot straight in front from the other end. Can she make amends here? For number 6, uncharted territories for her. She sends a high ball forward, drifting across the face, and it'll go through for a minor score. So, geez, who do you put on her? Do you double team her?
Well, it's a hard opponent because she's a good mark of the ball. She's a great lead, and then she's also a great crumb. So, very important player. Knox make a few changes. The clear out for Kilsyth. It's in the hands of Plum Ridge almost. She couldn't quite take the mark. Shay Dale again. She's cleared the ball out last 4 or 5 times. Her kick's going to be cut off though. Great tackle by Hawker. And again, they keep it in the hands of De Gregory. And so as we said at the start of the day, she came in the season 5 goals. She's now got 5 today. So it takes a tally to 10. She's doubled it in the space of a couple of hours. Very impressive.
She's coming off for a well-deserved break. She certainly deserved that breather. As Kilsyth will try and clear. Although standing underneath it was in fact Warren to intercept. She'll send a high ball. Standing underneath it, a big pack formed. As the whistle's blown, a holding free kick has been picked out. And it'll go the way of number 30, Holly Maston for Knox. She's quick to play onto advantage. A one-on-one contest, it'll clear them and trickle through for another minor score. So Knox, geez, class is just certainly prevailing at the moment here.
Similar scoreline to their earlier round 2 game. They currently lead by 45 points, 7-5, 47 to 2 behind Kilsyth.
But you're right, there's certainly a noticeable 3 or 4 goal breeze to that left of screen there.
It has picked up this quarter. So Manilopoulos to clear out. She can take Jackson. Jackson does take the mark. The umpire's not played it, so it's play on. Here's now a chance to Knox. The kick forward up towards the top of the goal square. Can they get someone to take a mark? A quick kick on the boot is rolled through for a behind. I believe that hit the post, so 7-6, 48. Kilsyth 2 behinds.
Geez, they're just sort of rushing their chances here. They've had a few opportunities to score deep inside their forward 50 here. We mentioned there's a good marks taken there by Wagner. We mentioned their inaccuracy that sort of didn't cost them, but last time these 2 sides met, although Wagner, she wheels around. Has she got the leg from 30? She's pushed as she kicked. It affected it slightly. And there you go, it'll trickle through for another minor score. So We've seen that before.
And as we mentioned at the start of the game, Knox have I think 5 or 6 on the bench, so they have been able to do a lot of rotations, which I think is really starting to show in this third quarter. They do have a bit more leg speed. The kick outside 50, falls in the hands of Jackson. Jackson takes a couple of players on. Her kicks the dribbler, and she's bumped off the ball. She does well to keep fighting and ends up with it again, but she's tackled. Tackled there by Jones. So we'll get another ball up. They've struggled to get it outside their back 50 this quarter. Nelligan, the tap, doesn't fall too far. Here's a chance through McIntosh to go inside 50 again. The kick's a good one, up towards the top of the square. Nell Alexander out there at the moment. She's on the bench, so they've been able to find a few other different targets.
Yeah, Alexander, she's sort of, her own supporter base is sort of formed down there.
Yeah.
I don't blame them. They've got
Big following.
Best seat in the house there to watch her 5-goal haul. There's a quick kick snapped out of the pack. Prentice it was. And it'll sail out of bounds, out on the full rather. So last possession rule will go the way of Innes. Her sister laid out today, it might have been, in Darcy. So what can she do? They're struggling to exit here. As Knox just build the wall. And that player in Ferguson. So she's had the 1 added to that number 4. She'll send it to a hot spot. It's a good looking ball. It'll sail over the back of the pack and there you go.
Almost snuck through.
Trickle through for another minor score. You blink and they've put 3 or 4 behinds on the board. Kilsyth haven't really had time to even think. As Van Veen collects it at ground level, her snap was smothered. Trying to exit. Knox had just set up so well behind the ball. There's a good strong tackle is laid there by Manilopoulos of the Chloe variety. But the free kick's been picked out to Van Veen. So she's done the number 1. She'll send it forward through the hands of Knox captain, although Walker clears. Hawker, in fact. The ball just bubbling about there at ground level. Hawker again, her kick smothered twice. Couple of Falcons there for the Knox Falcons. Sorry, Ryan.
And there will be a tackle here in the middle of the ground. You're right, a couple of smothers there. Hawker has been good for Kilsyth. Nelligan just grabs it out of the ruck again. Tries her hands out. She's tackled. Falls in the hands of Widden to McLean. But it's Kilsyth here that can clear it forward. But Knox have got all the numbers. They've got 3 on 2. Wagner's one of them. Her kick goes inbound and she can run onto it is Maston. But Kilsyth hold up very well. Van Veen, the handball. She might get her own handball, but it's bumps off the ball is McLean. And she does run onto it. Van Veen takes a bounce, take 2 bounces. Her kick down the line. Knox have got the numbers. And it is a strong mark again by that Zally Wagner. Been very impressive. She plays on, almost tackled there by Lenny. Her kick's cut off. And Jackson can get the handball off to Nelligan. Back to Jackson. Onto the right. She's tackled. Strong tackle. And no ball. Play on. So now Knox still, it's through Dowsing now. That kick's turned over and Nelligan can almost take the mark. Up towards Finnegan.
So down on all fours. Sorry to cut you off there, Ryan. Down on all fours there was Dowsing. She was involved in a heavy hit with Jackson there. Few players slow to their feet.
Yeah,
one of them being Van Veen for Kilsyth. As the ball's onto that far side now. Maston it was. She was in pursuit. She'll send it forward to a 1-on-1 contest. And Dale, as she's done all day,
Very
she's
impressive.
sort of been a stalwart for Kilsyth back there. Certainly prevented a lot more scores. As the ball just bubbling about on that arc. Forward handballs manufactured there by Knox. Dale again, she'll try and defend once more grimly. As the ball's trickled into the path of Ferguson, she's bumped off it. Although Knox have the numbers. But Kilsyth are quickly to close on that. So a frantic couple of minutes there
Yes.
on the play close to us. The umpire let the whistle go. As a quick kicked out of the pack there. Standing on the last line of defence was Innes. She'll send it wide to Nelligan. She's got to chase on. She wins it. She burns off the Knox defender. And we'll send the ball forward to Hawker, who does well, winning the one-on-one contest. And chasing it now into the path of Aolo. She was held in the process, although the ball's trickled out, beating Richie to the line.
Hawker's really stood up all day from that half-back line alongside Dale. They've had plenty of the ball and they've used it quite well. So right in front of us, just over a minute left. And Kilsyth pinch one for the three-quarter time siren. Out of the ruck, here's Stocks. She gets a handball out to Whitten. Gets around one, puts it onto the boot, right towards Plum Ridge. But Kilsyth defender should be able to pick it up. Did really well, took one on, and the kick forward is going to be a turnover to McLean. McLean's kick just gets a bit of distance in front of Ferguson. And her tackle on Dale may have been in the back. So Dale will earn herself another free kick. Probably been one of the best players on the field. Had a lot of the ball to this afternoon. Her kick goes down the line. It's cut off by Whitten. She's got a player there tackled and holding the ball. Really well done there by Manolopoulos. So she'll earn herself a free kick.
Thought she had her hands free there, but deemed to have had her prior, and so the wind affects the kick forward. Sort of gains about 10, 15 metres, more height than distance, as Jackson off one step. She'll drive it down the line. Running onto it was Wagner. She'll send it back inside 50 down the line. As the clock ticks down, nearing three-quarter time here. And the siren will sound to mark a Knox dominant third term. 7-8-50 plays just the two minor scores for Knox, for Kilsyth, sorry. Sort of similar signs of their round three encounter.
Yeah, it was, and 3 goals 5 that quarter, so they probably had a chance to even make that margin a bit bigger. There is a bit of a wind going to that left side, so they do have that advantage, but seem to be they have the legs at the moment. They've been able to constantly make changes across the morning, and that's given them a bit more run, and certainly they struggled in the midfield then, Kilsyth, just to be able to win it in those centre clearances, and that was probably the big difference.
Well, you mentioned the luxury of having changes to be made, and one of them was Alexander. I mean, they rested her for the back end of that third quarter, and didn't seem to have any effect on their scoring or.
And it certainly helps when you've got someone like Ash Hall, who played in that first half, was down back, and they were able to push her forward in that third quarter and starting to get into the game a bit more. And she's actually was their leading goal kicker before today. She's kicked 7, so that's sort of just the versatility that they have in their lineup.
Just before we head to the break too, with the fourth quarter fast approaching, we can't go past the efforts of Dale that quarter. They were peppered with inside 50s down back. And for Kilsyth, Shay Dale just stood up countless times in that back half.
Yeah, she has, and probably been Kilsyth's best player alongside Nelligan. She just, every time it goes down there, she's had, could be 6-7 intercept marks. She used the ball well. She fights for the ball. Really, really impressive. So one of their best today. But as we said, we will go to a short break before the final term. Right now, it is Knox 7-8-50 leading Kilsyth 2 behinds. We're at Knox Garden Reserves for this round 7 clash. The EFNL Deakin University match of the day.
And welcome back to the Division 2 contest between Knox and Kilsyth. It is Knox hosting Kilsyth in the round 7 clash here. We mentioned the scores before, 50 to just the 2 minor scores for Kilsyth there, and geez, Knox, didn't they just show why they're the dominant force in Div 2 that they are?
Certainly did. A lot of class, especially in that middle. We talked about how good Nelligan's been all morning, but we've got to give some credit to McLean then, especially in that third quarter. She started to even win those centre clearances and really make an impact going forward. And once they did go forward with that wind advantage, they were just able to lock it in. And we talked about Shay Dale before the break. Her and a couple of others, like Hawker down at the back line, were able to get plenty of the ball, but they just weren't quite able to clear it out. And every time Knox had numbers to bring it back forward, so should be an interesting fourth term with Kilsyth coming home with the win. And in the ruck there was Nelligan, get her tap out. Won't go too far though, and we may get another ball up if it can't get out. There's Jackson there fighting Innes. She's tackled by Witten. Nelligan now, handball out to Jackson. Her kick goes up in the air and almost taken by McLean. Don't know if it would have been the required distance. And they try and just get it going forward, but it may come back the other way through Hall. She's back now in the back line, to being in the forward line in that third term. Ball bounces out in front of McLean. She can run onto it. She does well, kicks it towards the wing. Got plenty of space for Witten to run onto it. And who will get there first? It's Kilsyth who does. And the quick handball out. It's cut off, almost tackled by Nelligan. The kick goes forward. Now they've got some numbers, Knox. They can get it onto Prentice if they can get their hands off. Instead, it's a kick. It's a high kick. It almost taken there by Prentice, and the ball trickles down, and there's a tackle there, and we'll get a ball up just outside 50 for Knox. As we said, they lead by 48 points, undefeated this year, 6-0.
So a sign of that breeze headed to the left of screen. You saw that high ball just before, almost went backwards as Innes clears. She'll send a long ball inside 50. So what can Knox do as a way of flying their flag and put a bit of respect on their football club's name here? So there at ground level there was number 30, Maston there. She got her hands free. Richie in congestion there. She'll send a high long ball to Prentice again. Tracking it at ground level there is Manolopoulos. And she dives on the Knox player at ground level. And it'll get a ball up for her efforts.
We're looking at the goals there. Alexander back out there. Manolopoulos got a big task header in this last term.
That's the Gemma variety. As Nelligan takes it straight out of the ruck. Prentice will link up by hand with their Kilsyth midfielder. Innes was bumped off it on that synthetic pitch as they cross that. There'll be a long ball back inside 50. Nelligan, it's off her hands, unable to complete the mark. And Manolopoulos at ground level tries to get her hands free, but unable to do so in the process.
So we'll get another ball up just inside Knox's forward 50. Been very dominant again today. They'll go to 7-0 at the end of this clash. So the kick clear out from Kilsyth does well because it's in front of Hawker, but she's got Plumridge to compete with, and she's got another Knox defender. They've got the numbers around the ball. Here's Wagner who gets a handball out. Now through Gibson. She can go forward. Prentice is under it, couldn't take the mark. Manolopoulos at the ground of the ball. Knox has just got all the numbers. Oh, it's a big tackle. And that was really well done to hold Knox up, and we'll get another stoppage.
So
Important last quarter for Kilsyth, isn't it?
Sorry, yep, no doubt. We'll sit on that arc of the forward 50. I mentioned at the start of the call, faint lines here at Knox Gardens Reserve. Hard to sort of make out the square. There's the ball just bubbling about at ground level. Aioli tries to walk out with it. The whistle's blown. There'll be another ball up. So McLean and Nelligan to do battle again. Who's won that ruck contest?
It's hard to say. I think Nelligan's been probably the more dominant ruckman, but you can't argue against McLean's performance. So I think it could be this last quarter decides it, but both have been really impressive, both important players to their team. As Wynn gets a handball forward, cut off by Jackson. It could still end in Knox's hands here. And it does clear it out by Jackson towards the wing in front of Lenny. She can get it, she's on. She handles it off in front of Hawker. She kicks it forward, and it's going to roll out in the boundary line unless they can keep it in. They do. In terms of Knox, though, they would almost get away, but umpire will call it back. And she's given a free kick. Was that holding the ball? It was. So didn't correctly dispose of it. It's a good tackle by Hawker.
Liked her game today.
Very impressive. She'll get a chance to go forward. The kick almost taken there by Lenny. No, they do well around the ball. Jackson, Innes. Can they get her hands out? They can. They're just a quick kick, but it's cut off. And now Knox can go forward themselves. Nelligan's there, but she won't get to it first. Inside 50 they go. And they hit a target. They use their body well, but Manilopoulos is the first one to get the ball, which she doesn't really dispose of it. She sort of just drops it, but picks it back up. They're in real pressure now to get it out. It'll fall into the hands of Gibson. And she's tackled. Could have been in the back, but not paid. They'll go inside 50 again. In front of Prentice. Prentice's hands is good off to Whitten. Her handball's cut off. Will fall into hands of McLean. Great tackle there. Not paid. Not paid for holding the ball. No, the scrap will continue. And we're going to get a ball up. Almost could have been holding the ball there, Trent.
I think you could pick out 5 or 6 free kicks in there, but I'm happy with the umpire letting play continue. Hasn't been a free-flowing start to this last term, as Knox would have hoped for, as Whitten tries to link up with her teammate in Aolo, who was bumped off it.
By Van Veen.
I'm not sure if you can hear the shouting from over the fence there. Unhappy with the high contact on Aolo there. Unpaid. So Nelligan again. She'll palm it down to the opposition in Aolo, who's been in amongst it here. She's had a good second term. Trying to spin out of trouble there was Hawker. And likewise, one of the Knox midfielders in traffic there. So there's Nelligan just getting some running repairs on field in front of us here. They've got no bench to work with, so it has to happen on this near wing side.
Dow did really well with the tackle and the falls her hands in Hawker. She takes her opponent on in Plum Ridge, takes a bounce, takes the second bounce, goes inside 50. She just didn't see the opponent in front of her, and that was a great tackle there by Ashley Hall. And she did so well to take on, but just didn't see the woman in front of her. But the kick out by Hall was cut off by Jackson. Jackson, can they get a goal in this last quarter? Inside 50, and the mark is taken there by the Knox defender in Warren. Stand under the ball well. Her kick towards McLean's not going to get there. The wind, strong mark. Thought it looked like it was going to carry out of bounds, but McLean did really well to hold that.
Fooled you, it fooled me too, don't worry.
It did. The kick inbound, it's a dribbler. And finds a target in Plum Ridge. The kick goes forward. Can get a mark here. They can, through Gibson. Gibson's been very good since she's come back out on the field. So going off in the first. Her kick is in front of Dowsing. She runs onto it, takes one on, caught with the second one. And a great tackle by Van Veen. And that will be holding the ball. So a chance for Kilsyth to take the ball as McLean comes off on the boundary line here. Replaced.
She's unhappy with the oblivious Knox bench there, as Plum Ridge stands tall in an outnumbered situation. Coming just onto the field was number 46 for Knox, McIntosh. She wheels around, quick to play on, because she's got a number in number 11, Jones. There. An unkind bounce for Baird there. And in turn, it'll mean Prentice spins out of trouble. Set upon was a Knox forward there. They try and clear through Hawker it was. So quick kick back inside forward 50. Manilopoulos will try and go through the corridor. And there is McIntosh again. She's been prominent since she's come back afield here. So dribble kick forward by Whitten. Promising signs here for Knox, as wheeling around was Prentice. And the ball will beat Alexander to the line, I guess. And it'll be her direct opponent in Manolopolis of the Gemma variety to take the kick in on the last possession.
Had a real tough task against Alexander today, but she has fought hard. So has a lot of Kilsyth players today. They won't be disappointed with their performance. They have fought hard despite the scoreboard. They currently trail by 8 goals.
Hasn't really reflected the contest today, has it?
No, it hasn't. They have been in it, especially in that second quarter. Just weren't able to get the score on the board. Innes was here to get the ball, but she kicks it forward. Ran over it there was Hall. And they just roll out, but Knox are able to keep it in. And the kick goes forward, right in front of Prentice. Kilsyth has some defenders, but they've got Alexander chasing hard. Did the tackle, but was able to quickly get the hands out. Jackson couldn't take it. She does well to keep fighting. Nelligan just pushes her opponent aside. No free, they'll call play on. Now, here's a chance. They've got players everywhere. Jones just kicks it forward. Jackson, though, did well in front of Monopolis. She's going to have to get rid of it quickly. She got two to beat. She did well. She almost looked to be held there by Alexander. She did really well. Keeps fighting. Kicks the ball towards the boundary line. Really fighting. She's still got 2 to beat. She gets over the boundary line. That's a really well done.
That's probably
really well, Manolopolis.
That's probably the play of the day from a Kilsyth perspective.
Had 2 to beat.
Gemma Monopolis in an outnumbered situation. She worked it outside defensive 50 well. To a rapturous applause. So Knox now, they'll try and collect through Richie here. Down the line she goes. It'll land unkindly for Hawker there. Playing for the free kick was Wagner there, Knox. And she's pinged holding the ball in the process. I'm happy with that call, Ryan.
Yeah, but almost a high tackle that wasn't paid, but the kick was smothered. And Knox, here's Wagner. She goes inside 50. The kick towards Van Gamet. Couldn't take the mark and could be held up here. And we'll get another ball up. It's a good fight by Kilsyth in this last term. Been a lot more even. We'll get a ball up inside Knox's forward 50. No goal this quarter.
The crowd's starting to get involved here. There's the majority of the players on this near side.
As you can expect, very home-dominant crowd. Very pro-Knox crowd. Van Gamet finds the ball. She's tackled and just dropping the ball. And the free kick will go to Manolopolis. She's rewarded. Both Manolopolis sisters playing in the back line today. The kick cleared out, almost in the hands of Innes, but it falls back into Ashley Hall. Ashley Hall's her kick smothered by Innes. Did well to tap the ball to herself. Again, kicks it forward. Really good stuff, but there's going to be a turnover, and Jackson will take the mark.
So Jackson it was. Bumped off the kick was Hall. She's slow to her feet in front of that Knox bench. The umpire will stop play momentarily here. Looks to be A-OK though. So Jackson, she's got a big number of players here down the line here. It'll be off hands of Hawker. And Dale at ground level will collect it and drive a little dribble kick forward. Although doing well was the Knox defender. Richie's in amongst it. She dives on the top of it. Dale fighting for it along with Aolo. There's Hall there. She's back to her feet. Good signs for Knox. There's the captain in Witten tracking it along with Hawker of the Gemma variety. Play just certainly lifted here. As Richie parts the season, she'll walk through traffic. There's Hawker again. Looks to have been playing for a free kick, holding the woman unpaid. And there'll be a ball up on this centre square side.
So another ball up just outside the forward 50 for Knox. Just over 6 minutes left in this quarter. Nelligan in again in the ruck. She's able to get her own ball, and her kick's a turnover there to Maston. Maston was really influential early on in the game. Her kick towards Jones did well, handballs it off. A kick inbound, looking for a target, and it's a mark by Kilsyth. Again, Jackson. Jackson's had a good afternoon. Her kick down the line in front of another Hawker sister. Innes is there, but Knox have got some numbers around the ball. But a 2-person tackle there is able to hold the ball up, and we'll get another stoppage. 6 minutes left in this last quarter. Nelligan in the ruck. She gets it hit out. But again, Knox, they just find so many numbers around the ball. There's a good bump there by Van Veen. Her kick forward is going to be turned over and in the hands of Ashley Hall. Been impressive today. Can go play forward or back. Her kick up towards the line.
Oh,
and
dumped,
looks like
dumped was Richie there.
off the ball.
An off the ball hit, and she's laying face down at the moment. Looks to be slow to her feet as she collects her mouth guard now. Pointing to Nelligan. She'll come over and apologise.
So McIntosh is
might have been accidental contact, but nonetheless.
Now, play's just stopped here.
Sort of hard to commentate what's going on because none of the players know either. So Richie looks to be sucking in the big ones here. It was an off the ball hit by Nelligan, but play is set to get underway again here. So Knox have got it. They'll drive it forward inside 50. Taking a good mark there in defence was Beard, Maddie Beard. She'll drive it onto this near side wing. Nelligan's there. Called her name a few times today. She was tackled in the process. Plumridge now cuts off that 45 kick. And there at ground level was Gibson. Back to her feet after a knock early. As Richie looks for a rotation. Still hurting after that big knock from Nelligan. So there is McIntosh, unable to collect. The ball just bubbling about, and it'll find a stoppage now. So Aolo replaces Richie as the trainer rushes to her aid.
Another ball up here. Nelligan in the ruck. She's done it a lot, just been able to get her own tap out. Quick kick by Innes, didn't go too far. Hawker, the handball's cut off. And now Ferguson tries to push through. The kick forward by Maston. And now Kilsyth seem to have some numbers around the ball. The kick forward there by Lowry. It's not going to go too far as Maston gets it and is tackled immediately. So we get another ball up. 3.5 minutes left in this final term. Knox 7-8-50. Kilsyth 2 behind, as we said. Knox undefeated going into this game, 6-0. They'll be now 7-0 in a real handy break over second place, either East Ringwood or Surrey Park, depending on who wins that game today. Be one to keep an eye out for. As for Kilsyth, they'll hold their position in fourth, but they certainly will need a win next week to make sure they are in that box seat for finals. The kick by Van Veen goes forward towards the half-forward line. Lenny looked like she wanted a free kick there. And it's not going to go too far out because running onto it is Innes. She did really well in front of Ferguson, keeps it forward. She's got another opponent to beat, and the umpire has paid a decision towards Innes. I think that was in the back. So Innes goes up towards the top of the square. Can they get a late goal, Kilsyth? The kick may roll in itself, but it rolls out of bounds. Almost a late chance here for Kilsyth to get one on the board.
Yeah, a late consolation prize would be a good reward for their efforts today or this morning. So Knox will try and exit. Taking a good juggling mark was that Ferguson. She's had a number change. She stood tall underneath that one, as does Nelligan here, and she holds on.
Hands.
Strong hands. Called her name plenty a time today. What can they muster up as we tick just under 2 minutes here? She'll go to a hot spot. It'll be off the hands of a Knox defender. In Maston it was. And she's wrapped up in the tackle by Hawker. So the ball will be tossed aloft around this 2 minute mark. A 48-point lead to Knox. Prentice now, she's kicked it the wrong way. And it'll land, it'll work out in the end. Landing in the waiting arms of a Knox defender, her Knox teammate. She's got Ferguson and Plumridge on this near side. The bounce will be unkind and it'll land in the lap of Hawker. She kicks it to her sister down the line, although Plumridge is quick to recover. And she'll send it into the waiting arms of Prentice, who overruns it. Running onto it now was, in fact, Van Germet. Although Manilopoulos recovers and she'll drive it back inside 50.
And here's a chance. Can Kilsyth get a goal here? Lenny's tackled there, and Ashley Hall gets a handball out, and they could be out here, Knox. They've got some space, and the kick is going to be a turnover because under there, is Hawker. He's done well today. The handball out to Nelligan. Nelligan's got a long kick on her, so she'll just bomb it to the pack up in the forward line. Can they get a mark? It's really well done there by Dale. Snaps onto the right boot, and it will be a turnover. Ashley Hall there standing at fullback. Her kick goes out wide. In front of, the bounce is unkind to her and hence lands into the lap of Hawker. She's tackled immediately and holding the man, so she'll earn herself a free kick and a chance to kick a goal, and she deserves it, Trent, because she's been very impressive today.
So the tackle just lingered a bit. She's toiled hard.
Plays on immediately to Nelligan. Nelligan on the right boot. It's a good-looking kick, but that wind will push it left, and it'll be a minor score. Almost finished with a goal there, but they deserved one, but they will finish, I think, 3 behinds to Knox 7-8-50. They've kept Knox scoreless this quarter, which is a win to take out of this last term, as Knox try to clear it out on the second remaining. The kick's actually marked here. It's a strong mark by Elsie Hall. So Elsie Hall will have a shot after the siren to put one in for Kilsyth. Deserves a goal.
Geez, this is the stuff of dreams. To peg back a 47-point deficit.
She's had 2 for the season. Hall comes in. It's a good-looking kick, but slams into the woodwork for a behind. Unlucky. So they'll finish on 4 behinds. And Knox 7-8-50 will take a 46-point win and win their 7th game of the year. They are a class above at the moment, aren't they, Trent?
Wow, that just sort of sums up Arthur's day, just banging into the right goalpost it was there from 30 out directly in front there. So as you mentioned, a 46-point win by Knox. That's the 7th of their season, and they just continue on their merry way in Div 2.
Yeah, it's one of those games, especially those probably the second, fourth quarter when they were going with the wind. It was an even contest, and they were able to get, a lot of ball inside 50. They were, really able to fight for every contest, but they just couldn't get the score on the board. But when Knox went forward, that's where probably their class, their forward line, when you've got players like Alexander, up forward, Ash Hall can go up there, Plum Ridge, they've got so many options. So once they go forward, they're very dangerous. They can lock it inside 50 and they can score. And that's probably the big difference between the two sides. And, when you look at Alexander with 5 goals, take away that, it is a much more even contest.
And those 5 goals came in about a half,
yeah,
I'd say. So
all first half goals.
But no, you mentioned there the ability of Kilsyth to nullify the impact of Knox sort of overrunning them in that last term. I think that would have been the message at that 3/4 time break to sort of win that quarter.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if the scoreboard would suggest that, but they certainly
They did win the last quarter through a couple of points. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
A real big positive for them. But look, both sides will take a lot of positives out of it. Kilsyth, plenty to look at and for the next time they play him. And you also got to mention that they were down on the bench compared to Knox, who have just a lot of depth at the club, even a few players missing. Hannah McKnight's one off memory, who's been in the team of the week this season. She wasn't here today. So look, they've got plenty of players to come back in as well. And 5-6 on the bench, they're a real strong side, and they're going to be hard to beat. Now 7-0, and that gives them almost just about locks up one of those top 2 spots, which will be really important come the end of the year.
Yeah, no, they'll certainly go deep into September. They'd have to be the flag favourites at the moment. Short price at that.
100%. If you're a betting man, you'd be looking at that for good value. But look, I don't know if you've got some votes, but I'll round off a few for me. I'll give one vote to Shay Dale. I thought she was probably really impressive from Kilsyth, a Kilsyth perspective. Had plenty of the ball at the half-back line. Was just able to clear it out more time after time. The intercept marks, her pressure was there. Almost snagged a goal late as well. Her kick didn't quite make it. So she's really impressive. A really good player for Kilsyth. I'm going to give 2 votes to the captain in Nikki Winton. I think her first half was really impressive when the game was on the line. She just finds a lot of the ball. There is probably 5 or 6 players that I could give this to. And then for the 3 votes, I'll give it to George Alexander with the 5 goals. That first half was just enormous. She only needs, I think you mentioned it earlier in the game, that she only needs maybe 5 or 6 kicks, and she can turn that into multiple goals and really be the difference.
No, I think you're dead right there with the votes. It's certainly a position I wouldn't want to be in, handing out votes today. I think
Yeah, you're right.
All of Knox stood up today when they had their patches and moments, but no, certainly a team effort got them over the line today.
Yeah, you're right. And an interesting ruck battle too. I did forget to put either of them in the votes, but Nelligan and McLean both had plenty of it, and both gave their midfielders plenty of opportunities. Also Courtney Inns, Paige Hawker for Kilsyth, and yeah, so some real positive signs for both sides. But again, Knox with the class above. So thanks again, Trent, for joining us here.
Cheers,
for
Ryan.
the EFNL Deakin University match of the day between Knox and Kilsyth. It's Knox running away 46-point winners, 7-8-50 to 2 behinds. Thanks for joining us today.